Gilmore Girls, and why was Lauren's least favorite set the town hall? How did we film those scenes and why was it so horrible? Hi, I'm Valerie Campbell. I got tagged in your post. I worked on Gilmore Girls with Lauren for 7 long seasons, including a reboot. Let's talk about the town hall scenes, what made them bad, and what also made them a lot of fun. The town hall scenes would take forever to film, and because we were filming them day for night, which meant that we tented Miss Patty's in order to make it look like it was nighttime, it was usually boiling hot in there. The set was filled with lights because they needed to light them up, but it was also tented with duvetine, which kept in all the heat. Duvetine is a black fabric that would be wrapped around the entire building from roof to the doorways. Because there were holes in the ceiling of Miss Patty's, they couldn't just wrap it on the doorways. It had to be all the way through the top, and it wasn't insulated, and there was no air conditioning. In this shot of Sean Gunn, you can actually see the black fabric that is stretched across the doorway. While it might have been difficult to film, it wasn't always horrible. There was one thing that made the scenes in Miss Patty's fun, and that was Sally Struthers, who along with Liz Torres would always make the mood on set fun and hysterical. One thing about Sally and Liz is that they would stay on set the entire time. Sometimes they'd step away to go to the bathroom or get food, but for the most part, they stayed in their seats while they were lighting because it just was easier that way. Also, whenever they were lighting, that's when the AC tubes came in, so it was a little bit more bearable on set. Whenever Sally and Liz were on set, they'd sing show tunes, and Sally would play a little game called Guess What's in Sally's Purse, where she would have people randomly guess what was in her purse, and she would find it. She had a lot of stuff in that purse. These scenes took forever to film, and there was always a lot of background on set when we filmed it, and a lot of cast members, which meant they had a lot of coverage. It wasn't always horrible. Sally and Liz always made it fun for the cast and crew. One thing you might not realize is that it took all day to film these scenes. It would start with the master that would be over the shoulder of Miss Patty and Taylor. This way we could get a majority of the cast off the clock, but unfortunately, they saved the close-ups of our eldest members of the cast for the very last moments of the day. Not only did it make it harder for them to remember their lines because they had been sitting in a boiling hot room all day long and they were exhausted, the makeup that was on their face had literally melted off and they would have to do touch-ups during the time that they would turn the cameras around. What did the actors do in between shots? Well, sometimes they'd read magazines, and Liz would always grab out her knitting. She actually did knit in real life, despite the fact that in the knit-a-thon, it really doesn't look like she is knitting very well because it was really hard to concentrate on lines and knitting at the same time. Before I share the last fun fact, and this one's a fun one, make sure to follow me here and also over on YouTube, Blue Sky, and Instagram. That's where I'll be if something ever happens here. Here it is, and don't forget to hit all those buttons. Okay, remember the scene where Taylor calls an emergency meeting while he is staying in Maine and sleeping in his nephew's bedroom? Well, it was filmed simultaneously while we were shooting in Miss Patty's. That set, it was located directly next door in Rich Man's Shoe, which just so happened to film inside the newsstand. This way they were close enough to be able to give cues to Taylor and also see his image on screen.